Welcome to the lair. Today we are going to dive deep into the swamps, mini swamps, and we're going to bring them all together into one swamp bowl. This is going to be surrounding something that I spoke about earlier in the week, the Blue Swamp Women of Dulac, Louisiana. So Dulac is a town in Terrebonne Parish, and I happen to grow up in Chauvin, Louisiana. But there's this long road, okay? It's 25 miles long. It is called Bayou Sal Road, the Dulac Crossroad, as I know it growing up. So it's curvy, it's winding, it's really dark. There's swamp on both sides of this road, and it's not a place you want to be broke down at night, walking, lost. There's nowhere to be. There's no one to be there with you. It's scary, very near and dear to my heart, this place, because I traveled it so often, so frequently with my father growing up, with fear, the Fairies, they call the Cajun Fairies, and the Blue Swamp Women of Dulac, which is sirens that would be waiting for you in the swamp. Catch a glimpse and it would make you wreck your car, and they would come for you. Or, having done the research on this lore, I can see that this is a melting pot. Powerful female figures in the bayou. You know, swamp dwellers, powerful women, voodoo queens, witches, fairies. If you were out boating and you heard their siren song, they would come for you. Now, Julia Brown, a famous voodoo practitioner. Born in 1845, Aunt Julia Brown was a land-owning Black woman widely respected in the region. In 1880, she married, and by whose death she inherited 40-acre homestead in Frenier. Known for her folk magic and songs she sang on her porch, one tune particularly gained ghostly significance. She would sing it, and it would go, "One day I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna take the whole town with me." Residents viewed this as a curse in the aftermath. In 1915, there was a catastrophic Category 4 hurricane that hit southeastern Louisiana. That means it had 145 mile an hour sustained winds. It is the strongest documented in history at the time. Julia Brown lived out in one of these little swamp shacks. As fate would have it, Brown died of old age in 1915. Her funeral was held on September 29th, which was the exact day of the hurricane striking. And Black residents had gathered from miles around to attend the funeral of Julia Brown, Aunt Julia, as they called her. Brown and her funeral quickly became part of the local lore, suggested that Brown's song predicted the 1915 hurricane, and others claimed that the words were a curse and that Brown had caused the storm on her way out of the earthly realm. They laid her to rest. They placed her in the casket and sealed it at 4 o'clock. However, the storm had become so violent at this point that people started to leave the house in a stampede, abandoning her corpse. The casket was never found. There were 58 bodies that were washed away in that storm that day, and who knows where they ended up. Entangles with the Cajun folklore of Mama Coon Coon. So Mama Coon Coon is a folktale character whose terrible singing apparently angered the crabs. They pulled her into the bayou, leaving her blue dress as a blue stain on the water, symbolizing lost souls or a warning. Fairies, the Fays, the Cajun fairies, these are mysterious dancing lights that will be little orbs, and they're blue. The blue, as symbolic as it is, the blue swamp women might not be a literal skin color, but a symbolic reference to the deep water and blue dress, like Mama Coon Coon, or a ghostly light of the Fairies. Cajun grandmothers had a tale about a witch deep in the swamp that was meant to keep children from wandering out too far. That's Bay Serious. So this is all tied together to create one fascinating lore. You can connect the dots. Laplace and Mirepoix and all of these, you know, Ruddock is quite a distance from Dulac. These all kind of tie together with swamp mysticism. So I think they all kind of tie in, and this one is a little different than some of the other ones. There's not just one gruesome, spooky creature, crazy cryptid just running around. Stay your butt out the swamp, and don't be following the fofolette around, and you're gonna be gone with the damn fire of the fool. Till next time.